Yo, what's good, everybody? Gerald Jordan here, and I appreciate you tuning in to our presentation on how to buy your first house. Buying a house is very simple. It's a huge purchase, so it's something to take lightly, but with the right guidance, it is a very easy and fulfilling process. So let's talk about buying your house, what you need to know, what you need to get ready, and everything in between. So, just a little bit about me. First and foremost, I am Gerald Jordan. I'm an associate broker at the Home Team Realty Group and the team lead of the Jordan Group. I specialize in helping people buy and sell at all price points throughout the DC metropolitan area. My team and I, we've collectively sold over 60 million in real estate over the last 3 years. Me personally, I've been recognized as a 40 under 40 candidate by Washingtonian Magazine and a platinum award winner by the Prince George's County Association of Realtors. I ranked number 19 out of 3,000 agents. So, simply said, I've had a successful track record of helping people buy and sell throughout the entire area, and my numbers speak for it. And I'm hoping to be able to connect with each and every one of you who are watching this individually so that I can help you attain your goals of home ownership. No matter where you are, I'm licensed in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. However, I can help you buy and sell in different price points in different areas, different states. I can help you buy in Washington. I can help you buy in Texas, Georgia, wherever you need. I have a good connection of lenders who are licensed in pretty much every state. Well, my lenders that I'm connected with are licensed in 49 states. You can hit the link in my bio to be able to get automatically connected with them. And I have a good connection of realtors in each state to be able to help you as well. So let's talk about the process and what that looks like. So the first step is to meet with an agent. If you want to meet individually one-on-one, hit the link in my bio. Again, to be able to schedule your one-on-one consultation with me. Again, I'm only licensed in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Anything outside of that, I wouldn't be able to advise because that's not my jurisdiction. It's best if you just email me at the letter J, Jordan at Jordan, JORDAN, group, GROUP.com. And that's JJordan at thejordangroup.com if you are not in DC, Maryland, or Virginia. So again, meet with an agent. The second thing is to get pre-approved. Getting pre-approved is truly the first step in us being able to house shop, which is the next step. Um, Once we house shop, find a house, we go under contract, we have our inspections and appraisals, and then we get our keys. It's that simple. It's a lot that can happen. I see I have three and four of the same thing, but once the process happens pretty fast, and I'll go through it throughout this entire thing, but it's really that simple. It's a lot that can happen between the time we go into contract to the time we close. That's when a lot of negotiations happen and things of that nature. But nonetheless, this is the step-by-step process of you attaining the keys to your new property. So preparing to buy, you should determine how much you can spend regarding how much you can spend for your monthly mortgage. What are you comfortable with? Of course, a lender is going to approve you for your maximum amount. Not too many people are comfortable at their absolute max. So determine what you are comfortable with spending on a monthly basis and shift your mind and your expectations to match that. You're not going to get a single family home for 1500 in here in the DMV at all. It's even hard to get a condo at 1500 here in the DMV. So shift your mind, shift your expectations to match what you can spend. Saving for your down payment. Saving for your down payment, of course, it's one of the more important things. So save for your down payment. Make sure that I recommend as a first time home buyer, you save between 7 and 10,000. A lot of my first time home buyers are coming in with a lot less, especially right now in this market, this current market. We're seeing a weakened buyer market, so you're not experiencing too much competition. So you don't have to spend super aggressively, and you don't. Well, a lot of people are giving seller credits, so that helps so much. And on top of that, getting down payment assistance and things of that nature, which my lenders will be able to talk to you about. And right now in the market, what is it? October 27th, 2023. So it's a buyer's market. The interest rates just got to 8. So yeah, it's favorable to buyers right now. Check your credit. Checking your credit is very important. We're going to talk about credit in the next few slides. Get pre-approved for your loan. Of course, get your pre-approval process. And again, if you want to connect directly with my lenders, click the link in my bio. Let's talk about getting pre-qualified versus getting pre-approved because it's a distinct difference between the two. Getting pre-qualified is you just getting on the phone with a lender saying, "Hey, I make $100,000 a year. My credit is 690. I don't have any debt." Boom. All right, you're pre-qualified. Based on that, a lender will be able to give you your number. But a pre-approval is an in-depth search of your documents to make sure that you actually meet the income that you say. Um, a look at your debt, your actual debt, look at your credit score. It's an in-depth search of what you told them. So you're going to have to provide documentation when you get pre-approved. Loan types. So there are four main loan types, as you see here outlined. So you have a conventional loan. It's a lot of positives to conventional loans. If you can get a conventional loan, it would be great to be able to get that. That's for higher credit borrowers. I like it a lot more than the FHA loan for a few reasons, which we'll get to. The first being the down payment. You can put as little as 3% down, where FHA you can put 3.5% down. So a lower down payment. Of course, the terms 15 and 30 years, and you have mortgage insurance if you're putting one anything less than 20% down. But two, it comes off after you get 20% equity in your property. So it doesn't stay on for the lifetime of the loan, as you see below, where FHA mortgage insurance stays on for the lifetime of the loan. And as a buyer, you look much more well-rounded, I should say, to sellers when you put in an offer with a conventional loan, because they already understand that conventional loans are for higher credit borrowers. So a conventional loan puts you at the top of the list. So if you can get pre-approved for a conventional loan, again, it's for higher credit borrowers. I say if you're at about a 680, then you're good. Um, FHA loan, you can get pre-approved for a FHA loan at a 580, and you have to put down 3.5%, 3.5 to 20%. The terms are for 15 to 20 years, and mortgage insurance again stays on for the lifetime of the loan. A VA loan, of course, there's no down payment for a VA loan. Again, 15 to 30 years. There's no mortgage insurance. USDA loan is for rural areas. It's not. It's really location specific. So you can go up to a lender and say, "Hey, do you offer USDA loans?" Sure, they offer USDA loans, but it's specific to the area as well. So just because a lender offered you a USDA loan doesn't mean that you can necessarily use it for every house that you put it on. It's for rural areas only. The best thing to do is go to the USDA eligibility map. Google that simply and put in the address. See if it's in the eligible area. So once you get connected with the lender, here's a few things you should ask them. Are you a direct lender or a broker? It's important to ask them this because direct lenders have a lot more control than brokers. Brokers are going to find you the best rate, but a direct lender is going to ensure that everything is taken care of in-house. Usually the underwriting is in-house, which is the next thing. Underwriting is in-house and everything else. So they have a lot more control over it, as opposed to a broker who kind of acts as a middleman between you and the true direct lender. So again, do you underwrite in-house? I mean, it's not the end of the world if they don't, but you like somebody who does in-house underwriting. And the reason being is because if we need to push something fast, then they'll be able to get on their underwriters a lot harder than somebody who doesn't have that. What type of loans do you offer? Of course, they should have your four traditional, but also just speaking of down payment assistance and things of that nature, what type of options do you have for me as a first time home buyer? What will my interest rate be? That's a very vague question because it really depends on your entire profile. It depends on if you are, depends on your debt to income. It depends on your credit score. And it depends on if you want to pay down the rate. So, I mean, it depends on a lot of factors. So it's a vague question, but you can ask that question just to see what their rates are specifically. Down payment assistance programs also have their own rate. So, what my interest rate be is a very vague answer because what is your interest rate based on what? Are you using down payment assistance or not? Is your credit score X or X? So it's a lot of things that outside of this vague question that need to be asked to get you that exact answer. Do I qualify for any specialty or discount programs? Again, just going back to question number three. Do you have any first time home buyer programs available? What are they? What are the terms? What is my estimated closing costs I'm expected to pay? Closing costs are usually between 4 and 5% of the overall purchase price here in the DMV. What is the average loan processing time? You just want to understand this so that you can get an understanding of once we go under contract, how long will it take to close? As simple as that. To be able to get pre-approved, there are a few documents that you need to provide: income documents, asset documents, and other. Regarding income, you need to submit your tax returns the last 2 years W-2s, last 2 months pay stubs, and any additional income documentation. If you get like child support or whatever the case may be, you can add that to the income. Uh, if you get pension, whatever the case may be. Assets. What are some of your assets you have? Do you have a bank statement? Well, we need your bank statements. We need the last 2 months of your pay, bank statements, of course. 401k. Do you have a 401k or retirement account? Do you have an IRA, a stock, bond, etc.? And you can pull from these accounts to be able to submit your down payment, which is really good. Other documents you need: a copy of your driver's license, an ID card, an address, over the last 2 to 5 years, any student loan balance statement, and other documentation such as divorce, marriage, bankruptcy, collections, etc. Boom. One thing you want to do up front is to establish your criteria. Once you figure out that you want to make a purchase, one major thing is to establish your criteria. So there are three key factors to determine. I put four, so let's say four. I have a lot of typos in this, but there are four key factors to determine when you're establishing your criteria: location, price, style of your home, and your wants and needs. Of course, location, where you want to be located. Do you want to be a certain mileage away from your job, or were you flexible? Do you work remote? Price, where do you want to be on a monthly basis? Essentially, what's the max that you'll pay? Style of home: townhouse, condo, single family home. What style of home are you looking for? Wants versus needs. What are some of your must haves in a property? What can you live without? What is cool to have, but it's not the end of the world to have? So these are four things that you need to consider when you're looking to purchase a home. What are these key factors in making your purchase? So boom, we get the pre-approval, we understand what we're looking for, we go out, search for homes. The home search process on average is about 30 days. Um, it doesn't help to wait. I know a lot of people, when I go on shows, one of the things I ask is there anything today that you want to make an offer on? Is because waiting for another property that you may like is not a good strategy. The reason being is because there's always going to be something better. If you're waiting for to see if there's something else that you like better, you're going to continue to do that throughout this entire time, and you're never going to make a decision. So you have to be decisive, and properties just don't wait for you. If somebody comes and they want to make an offer, it's gone. It's not going to wait for you. So putting in the offer. Once we find a house, we put in an offer. Putting in an offer, we're going to put in a competitive offer that's based on the current market conditions. We're going to look at comparable properties that have sold in the area to make sure that we're making an offer on a property that is feasible, and we're going to make the offer pending or contingent on the home's condition. Cash versus loan. Of course, if you have cash, cash is king. We can close a lot faster without any stipulations. If you have a loan, it's fine. 9 times out of 10, people are going to purchase with a loan. Um, if you have cash versus a loan, though, it makes the process a lot much easier. But again, loan is not the end of the deal at all, especially as a first time home buyer. Almost 100% of people who purchase using a loan, so it's fine. Um, Offer shorter closing times, offer shorter contingency periods. Time is of the essence when you're doing this. People want to make sure that one, with your contingencies, that they're all satisfied by a certain time so that they can relieve any tension they have. And just closing, everybody just wants to get paid as fast as possible. So once we're under contract, uh, meaning that you and the seller have agreed to terms and things of that nature. This is when the clock starts running on everything that we need to do. This is where the work starts on your end, to be honest with you. Um, our to-do list is we need to submit our earnest money deposit, our escrow deposit. This is 1% of the overall purchase price. Usually here in the DMV, that's a practice we use. This just secures the deal, shows the seller your seriousness in making the purchase happen. You can schedule your inspection. So schedule your inspection as fast as possible so you can get that done within the terms of your contract. Once the inspection is done, we're going to go back to the contract and renegotiate if necessary. If the seller, if the home inspector says a few things need to be done, you can either ask for the seller to fix or replace it. You can ask them for a credit. And how credits work is that it reduces the amount that you have to bring to the table so that you can use that money that you would have for repairs. Um, we're going to complete the loan application with your lender. Your lender will take care of that. The lender's going to order the appraisal. And again, from there, we just go to closing. So here are a few things not to do when you're buying a house. Don't buy or lease a car. That can impact your debt to income ratio. When you go to the car dealerships as well, they're going to pull your credit, so it can hurt your credit because it's going to be a hard pull. Don't change jobs, self-explanatory. Don't miss a bill payment. Of course, again, that impacts your debt to income ratio. Open or close lines of credit that can impact your credit score, one or the other, whichever one you do. Don't move tons of money around, and don't make any major purchases that will impact your ability to get this deal done. And there are a few final steps before closing. One of them is to get homeowners insurance and titles insurance. Both are usually required by lenders. Sign your closing disclosure. A closing disclosure is going to outline the entire financial profile of what you're purchasing. Is going to have your mortgage balance, your interest rate, principal, interest payments, what your escrows are going to be, etc. So this is very important for you to understand your numbers. And then we're going to do a final walkthrough. The final walkthrough, we're going to make sure the property is in the same or better condition than it was when we did the home inspection. So it's really important to get this in within 24 hours. Anything before is kind of too early because a lot can happen in 24 hours to the property, and we don't want that to happen. Closing day. So we found the house we like. We did our contingencies. Everything's satisfied. Now we go to closing. So this is when you be signing the final paperwork. A few things you need to bring is a pen. It needs to be a blue pen. Your title company should have it, so you don't necessarily need to bring it. But you do need to make sure that you save about 2 hours. It could be longer, it could be shorter, depending on how long you read. If you read, title company should do a good job at explaining what each document is. But bring your government issued ID, a copy of your homeowner's insurance, your certified funds. Do not write a check. Certified funds, and the final purchase agreement. Again, the closing is fast or short depending on how much you read, if you read, and things of that nature. But this is when you get your keys, and this is the final step in the home buying process. Guys, it is very simple. If you want to talk a little further about the home buying process, what it takes, and things of that nature, different programs here in the DMV, let me know. Again, schedule a consultation using the link in my bio, and I'll be happy to assist.